in today's session we will be learning something called as what? That is, so what we will be learning today? That is semantic elements. So what are the semantic elements? Any idea about the semantic elements? Why we will be using this semantic elements? Any idea, guys? So there is something called as header, footer, nav, aside, and main. So do you have any idea? So what is this header, footer, and what I can tell? Nav bar and sidebar. So what are these things? Any idea? Hmm? Any idea? Another idea? Yeah. Okay. At least by seeing this, do you have any idea? We tell something called as layouts. Okay, na? Hmm? ಏನಾದರೂ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? ಸಿ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ಅವರ್ ವೆಬ್ ಪೇಜ್. ಹೌ ಡು ವಿ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಅಂತ ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ಐ ವುಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಟು ಶೋ ದಿಸ್ ಅಮೆಝಾನ್ ಸೈಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ ಯು ಗೈಸ್. Imagine that this is your header part. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಈ ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ದಿಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಹೆಡರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ, and this one we call it as aside, and this last one is there na, this part from here illinda back to top antide alva, idr kelgadeಯಿಂದ we tell it as what? Footer. And ಇದು session and article tags na use ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು we will be dividing to the sessions and article tag we will be using for what? For creating separate things. ಯಾಕೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂತು ಸರ್? ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ವೈ ಆರ್ ವಿ ಡಿವೈಡಿಂಗ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್? ಡು ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎನಿ ಐಡಿಯಾ ವೈ ವಿ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್? And there are also many more tags over here that you can see. That is like navigation bar. Navigation bar is nothing but in this header part only we will be writing. This is the navigation bar actually. Okay, and why this main is there and other things are there. Main, details, and some other things are there. Summary. So these all are the tags. So why do we use this tags? Any idea? Any idea? So we learned, as you know, like group tag also, that is div tag and the span tag. We can use actually this two tags only. But what will happen if I create one of the page, that is I'll just create one of the normal site. Okay, so at that time you will come to understand. ಒಂದು ಡೆಮೋ ಥರ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೇನೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. So I'll create a new index.html file, that is HTML file. Have taken the structure, and this one for that is demo of I'll just give demo. Okay, and what I have told. So what do we need to write first? So we'll take all these tags that are there. Over here na? Yeah, we'll take these tags. So these tags that are there, I think so you are able to see my Visual Studio Code, or should I zoom it more? More than enough? You're able to see the code whatever I type. Okay, see now what I'll do, instead of using this one, that is this header, footer, nav and aside and this main, I'll write all the things using the div. So I'll create this navigation bar. Okay, I'll create this navigation bar. ಈ ನ್ಯಾವಿಗೇಷನ್ ಬಾರ್ ನಾನೇ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಈ ಅಮೆಝಾನ್ ಪೇಜ್ನೇ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈ div tag and this will be my main div, and I'll take another div tag. So inside this div tag I'll give some styles for that. That is width is equals to 100%, so 100, I can give 100%, and padding is equals to 20. I'll give 10px. Background color is equals to black, I'll give, and inside this I'll take div into 3. So why I have taken this div into 3 in the sense, so I have divided, what is this, have divided this one into 3. So this is my first part, this is second part, and this is my third. From here to here, this is my third part. Okay, that is how I have divided. Okay, so let me just tell you so how it comes. So for all these things I'll give some class name. So for example, this will be my logo session. I'll open this web page, also your code, so it will be helpful for you. Okay, so this part I'll give as logo, and this part I'll give it as search bar. So ಇದು search bar alva, so I'll be giving it as search bar. And what is the next thing, that is, so these are some of the, I can tell it as some other content. I can just take it as lists, or I can tell it as add to, what else I can give, I'll just take it as list. Okay, some other lists are there where I'll be taking for add to cart and so on. So here I'll not be pasting any logo and so on, I'll just give some of the content. So I'll just take one image, random logo, and over here I'll just give some input of the search bar, and here I'll be giving some content. So here I would like to take like over there only how it is, that is, I'll take button. So button tag you wouldn't you have not introduced with the button tag, I think so. So just buttons, and I would also like to take the anchor tag, one anchor tag, and the another anchor tag. So inside this I would like to give this one as cart, and this one as order, and this one I'll give it as account. Okay, so for demo purpose I'm giving this one. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಸರ್ಚ್ ಬಾರ್ ಇದೆ. Okay, let us see our output, how it is looking. See, it is looking something like this. So I'll also align this first and let you know how it will look. So for that I'll be using something called as CSS. So I'll be using the internal CSS. So how do we apply the internal CSS? In the sense, we'll apply something called as style tag over here, and we have mentioned something called as div tags. Alva, all the things are div tag only now over here. So for this one we have mentioned logo. So for the logo I need to assign. So before that I'll just give the style 100, style width is equals to 100 bh. Just observe what all the changes will happen when I'm doing this. Just observe. See, ಈ ಡಿವ್ದು ಬೇರೆ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಇದೆ ವಿಡ್ತು. ನಾನು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನೋಟಿಸ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಆಸ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಯು ದ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ದ ಕೋಡ್ and the output also. And height is equals to 100 vh. Background color will be blue. VW, sorry. So what is the changes that has been happened? ಏನು changes ಆಗಿದೆ? Previously black was still over here only. This color was still over here only. Why does it is fully covered? Any one of you can answer? Any one of you? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? Guys, are you there? ರಾಹುಲ್, ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನೇ ಕೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ಅಂದಾಗ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಎಸ್ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ನೋ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಬೇಕು. ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಟು ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮೈ ಟೈಮ್. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ? ಓಕೆ, ಇದು ಫುಲ್ ಬ್ಲೂ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅದ್ರೊಳಗಡೆ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಡೇಟಾ ಬರ್ದಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಬ್ಲೂ ಕಲರ್. ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ವಿತ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? 100 VH ಇದೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹೈಟು 100 VH ಇದೆ. ಇದೂ 100 VH ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ವ್ಯೂ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಹೈಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ವ್ಯೂ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಡಿಫಾಲ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪ್ಯಾಡಿಂಗನ್ನು, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮಾರ್ಜಿನ್ನ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್, whenever we are creating the site na, we do, that is we apply for all the things, that is universal tag we tell, and we apply these things. So this border will go off. You are able to see?
Yes sir.
Yeah, now I'll just refresh the, no, just a minute. It is there actually still. See, you are able to see those things. Alva, if I just apply that one, if I apply this, sorry, margin 0 and margin 0 ಮಾಡಿದವಾಗ it is gone. That line is gone. Are you able to see? ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? ಲೈನ್ ಹೋಗಿದೆ. ಆಚೆ ಕಡೆ ಇರೋ ಸ್ಪೇಸೂ ಹೋಗಿದೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ಯಾಡಿಂಗ್ I'll make it as 0 and box sizing border box. So box sizing border box I'll tell you whenever that topic comes. Okay, so ಈಗ I'll just only remove the next layer of that. ಸೊ ಈ ಲೇಯರ್ ಬಂದವಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನೋಟಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ, ಸಾರಿ, ಯಾ ಇದೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ. ಏನಾಯಿತು, ದ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಲೈನ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಟಿಲ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಗಿವ್ ದ ಹೈಟ್ ಓವರ್ ಹಿಯರ್. Height will be something 90 px, athava I'll make it as 80 px. You are getting some black color box. So this is nothing but the navigation bar we tell alva. Idu navigation bar aaytu, correct ah?
Yes sir.
So navigation bar I am taking over there. So if you want to get only this much also I can take it. So how to take that one I'll just tell you. I'll just reduce this one to 60 and just go see my output. Correct idya? Almost ಅಥವಾ just wait madu. I'll just zoom, I'll just fix to 100 and this page also to 100. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಈಗ ಈ ಲೈನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗಿದೆಯಾ ನೋಡಿ, ಮೌಸ್ ಕರ್ಸರ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿಗಿದೆ, ತಿರ್ಗಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ ಕರ್ಸರು, ಸೇಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಇದೆ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್? ಈಗ ಐಕಾನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನಾನು ಫ್ರಮ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಈಗ. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂತಿಗೆ ಐಕಾನ್ನ ಮಾತ್ರನೇ ನಾನು ಅನ್ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಮೂರೂ ಶಫಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಈಗ 3 ಬಾಕ್ಸಸ್ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಈ 3 ಡಿವ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸಸ್ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಓಕೆನಾ? ಫಾರ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಅ ಕನ್ಫರ್ಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯು. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಾಟ್ logo. I think so I have used as logo only. Yeah, dot logo. I'll give something called as width is equals to 20% and so width is equals to 20% ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ 20% ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ? ಈ 100 ಇದು ಫುಲ್ 100%, ಓಕೆನಾ? ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಟು ಹಿಯರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ 100%. ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಐ ನೀಡ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಲೋಗೋ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ 20%, ಓಕೆನಾ? ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ವಿತ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ಸ್ ಟು 20% ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ವಾಟ್ ಹೈಟ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನನಗೆ 100% ಬೇಕು. ಹೈಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ಸ್ ಟು 100%. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಈ ಬಾಕ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಹೈಟು 100% ನನಗೆ ಬೇಕು. So let us see whether I am getting it is applied or not. So I will give some background color, that is background color I will give it as the light colored aqua. Apply ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ? So 20% ಇಲ್ಲವರೆಗೂ ಆಗಿದೆ. So I will make this as another 25%. So mostly correct ಇರ್ಬೋದು. So ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಇದೆಯಾ? ಇಲ್ಲವರೆಗೂ ಇದೆ. ಇದು ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇದೂ ಇಲ್ಲವರೆಗೂ ಇದೆ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಐ ಅಗೇನ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಬಾರ್. ಐ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಸಮ್ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಸಮ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲವರೆಗೂ ಇಟ್ ಮೈಟ್ ಬಿ ಸಮ್ 50% ಯು ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಬಾರ್. So I'll just take this search bar and I will give for the search bar also dot search bar ಸೊ ವಿಡ್ತ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ಸ್ ಟು ಒಂದು 60%. ಮತ್ತು ಇದು ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಮೇಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ 50%. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹೈಟ್ನ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಐ ವುಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ 100%. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಕಲರ್ ಲೆಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಬಿ ಗ್ರೇ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಇದು ನನಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಫ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇದು ನನಗೆ ಈ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಯು ನೋ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ಲೈನ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್. ಎಸ್ಟರ್ಡೇ ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಯು ನಾ. ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎನ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್, ಸೊ ಇದು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈನಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅನ್ ಇನ್ಲೈನ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್. ಓಕೆ, it's a block level element, so it is coming in the next line. I need this one to come next to that only. So how to do that? Search how to do that. Matte ee list gunuve I will just apply one color, so you will come to know. So dot list, I am giving dot in the big why in the sense that is width I'll give as so 50 ಹೋದರೆ ಇನ್ನು ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? 30% ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ 50 + 20 ಎಷ್ಟಾಯಿತು? 25. 75 ಆಯಿತು. another 25 is left. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್? ಹೈಟ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕಾಮನ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದು 100%. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಕಲರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. I'll give aqua. Okay na? So idana I need to place it next to side by. So this should be looking like this or like this. 1 2 3. It should look like this. It should look like 1 2 3 in the column wise alva. Sorry, in the row wise it should look. Idu column wise ide, idanna nan row wise ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. How to do? ಸೊ ವಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಈ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡೋವಾಗ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು ನಮಗೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಈ ಸಪೋಸ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಇರೋವಾಗ ಇದ್ರ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ಯಾವುದು? ಇದ್ರ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಈ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ? ಈ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಕಲರ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ದಿಸ್ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಕಲರ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ದ ನ್ಯಾವಿಗೇಷನ್ ಬಾರ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಕಲರ್ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಐ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಪುಟ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅಂತ? ಯು ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ದಿಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ಲೋಗೋ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಇದು ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಕಲರ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಪೇರೆಂಟು. You can only apply this to the parent one, not for the child. So these all the things are child of what? This div. Okay na? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ?
Yes sir.
Okay, I'll uncomment this, so you are getting the result. See, if I remove this display flex, what is happening? It is coming in the column wise. Again, in display flex only we have more properties. Okay na? That one we will be learning in the CSS part. Actually this display flex comes under the CSS part. Okay na? You will be going more deeper in about the display flex in the CSS part only. So eega you guys just don't break your head, just understand some of the basic things, that's all. Okay, so I hope so. If I just tell you to create one of the navbar, you will be able to create ಮಾಡಬಹುದಲ್ವಾ? Okay, eega what I'll tell, see actually why I used only div tags and have created na. You need to understand why we are using this semantic tags. So what are these semantic tags I mean to tell in the sense, ಈ ಹೆಡರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟು ಮತ್ತು ನ್ಯಾವಿಗೇಷನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟು ಮತ್ತು ಫುಟರು ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲನೂ ಮೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ವೈ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ದೋಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. imagine that if you don't have, if you have, imagine that ಇದೆಲ್ಲಾನು ನೀವು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Suppose you will be creating this aside bar also, and you will be creating this navigation also, you will be creating this footer also, and this one also. ಓಕೆನಾ, ಈ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಸೈಟ್ನೂ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಆಗ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್, ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಡಿವ್ 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 ಅಂತ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಈಗ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಆಫ್, ಬೈ ಸೀಯಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕೋಡ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್. ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಡಿವ್ 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 ಅಂತ, ಡಿವ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ಡಿವ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ಡಿವ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. ಆರ್ ಯು ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್? ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಏನಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಡಿವ್ ಡಿವ್ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಯಾವ್ದು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಾನೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ತಾನೆ? ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಸಿಮ್ಯಾಂಟಿಕ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟ್ರಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಾನು ನಿನ್ನೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ. ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ? ಸಿಮ್ಯಾಂಟಿಕ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ವಾಸ್ ಬಿನ್ ಇಂಟ್ರಡ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ HTML 5 version or 4 version? They have introduced this one in the HTML 5 version so that this confusion doesn't happen anymore. Okay, so I'll just comment this one. See, ಇದನ್ನೇ ನಾವು ಈ ತರ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಏನಾದರೂ ಮಾಡಿದವಾಗ ಸೈಟನ್ನ, ಇಫ್ ವಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ in this version, so for an example ನಿಮಗೆ ಈ ಲೇಔಟ್ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ನಲ್ವಾ, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಗ ಮೇಲೆ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನ ಹೆಡರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ನ್ಯಾವಿಗೇಷನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲೇನೆ ಈಗ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಆಸ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಈಚ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಒನ್. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ವಿ ಗಿವ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್? ರಾಹುಲ್, ವಾಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ವಿ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆಸ್? ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ವಿ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಹೆಡರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್? ಹೆಡರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ? ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ ಲೇಔಟ್ಸ್, ನಿಮಗೆ ಇದನ್ನೇ ಹೆಡರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿಬೋದಾ ನಾನು? ಸೊ ಹೆಡರ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ? ಈ ಪಾರ್ಟನ್ನ ನಾನು ಹೆಡರ್ ಆಗಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ವಾ? ನ್ಯಾವಿಗೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವೇನೋ? ಸಿ ಯು ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಟೂ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ನ್ಯಾವಿಗೇಷನ್. ದೆನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಕಾಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಸ್? ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಕಾಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆಸ್ ನ್ಯಾವಿಗೇಷನ್, ನಾಟ್ ಅನ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ. But instead of using both as navigation, again you will get confused over here, right? Alva, you can make this as header and this one as navigation, or else you can make this whole as header part and inside that you can create the navigation bar. Correct? Okay, like that also you can do. And this aside bar, instead of using div tags, you can make this as aside. Correct? This one you can make it as aside. So what you can make this as? I have told this is a footer part. So what you can do this as? Vaishnavi, which tag can you use for this?
Footer.
Footer tag. Alle niಮಗೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ. So there is a sentence that you can form for the footer tag. What is that sentence that you can form for this one? Who is that another person I can ask? Sindhu. ಏನಂತ ಕರಿಬಹುದು? ಈಗ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾತ್ರನೇ ಸಿಮ್ಯಾಂಟಿಕ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? ಡೆಫಿನಿಷನ್ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಎನಿ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ದ ಡೆಫಿನಿಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್? ಸಿಮ್ಯಾಂಟಿಕ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಸಿ, ಈ div tag ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ಫುಲ್, ವೇರ್ ಸಿಮ್ಯಾಂಟಿಕ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಈ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ಸಿಗೆ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್. ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೆಲ್ ದ ಡೆಫಿನಿಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್, ರೈಟ್? ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? Actually, that is the definition. If you want, you can search. Semantic tags in HTML. You can just go. So what is the definition that they have given? Semantic tag definition ಏನಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ? Just go through na. ಏನಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? Read out. Semantic elements are like clearly defined its own meaning for both the browser and the developer. Alva, it has its own meaning. That's what I told, na? That is what I told. It has its own meaning. In the sense, browser alli ನಾವು ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದವಾಗುನುವೆ ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ ಒಂದು ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ನ ನಾವು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋವಾಗ ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ನ ಹೇಗೋ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಫುಟರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟರಲ್ಲೇ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಹೆಡರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಲ್ಲೇ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಬಾಡಿ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಲ್ಲೇ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಅಸೈಡ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅಸೈಡಲ್ಲೇ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಫಾರ್ ಎನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಯು ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ you cannot do your works or else whenever you are just dressing up, you can't wear your what I can tell shorts at the top and shirts at the down. Okay, you need to wear as it is there or else it might look weird. Correct? ಶರ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂತೀವಿ, ಶರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಬೇಕು. ಪ್ಯಾಂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂತೀವಿ, ಪ್ಯಾಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಕೆಳದಾಗ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸೈಟ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋವಾಗೂ ಹೆಡರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಫುಟರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಹತ್ರನೇ ಇರಬೇಕು. ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಸರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ನಾವು ಫುಟರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಟಾಪ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲೇಟರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ಅಸೈಡ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಡೌನ್. ಸೊ ಅಸೈಡ್ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ, ಈ ಥರ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿದವಾಗ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಸೈಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ you will be writing all the body content at the top and this navigation bar at the down and footer part at the up. What is the meaning? Alva, it will not, it is not a proper website. See, whatever the website you open, Flipkart I'll open, sorry, even this website is also what built like that only ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಹೆಡರ್ ಅಥವಾ ಫುಟರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇದೆ, ಸಾರಿ ಹೆಡರ್ and navigation bar is at the top and aside part is also there. So I'll show you this aside part. Why it's not working? Okay, it's not working over here, this aside part. Aside part our site ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. See, and the footer part is at the footer. Correct? Any doubts in this? ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೈಟನ್ನು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. If you want open any sites, any of the site if you open, you will be getting like that only. So any other site you want to try? ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಬೇರೆ ಸೈಟ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, just now I opened another site called what I can tell, Flipkart, Amazon. I'll take Myntra only. Even this is also in the same way. Okay, correct? So here this footer part starts. From here to the end of this, the footer part starts. Okay na? And now what is your task is, you need to know what all the things that comes in the footer part, header part, navigation part, aside part, and the what main. So because you need to know some of the meaning of that tags, so that will be your task. We have gone through the introduction of this tags. Okay, so I have just introduced about this one. So what I will also show you this layouts. See, whenever you are writing at the top, either you can use this header part for displaying any advertisement of that, and this navigation is nothing but the you have something like called as list. So ಈಗ ಇದನ್ನ navigation bar ಆಗಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ನಾವು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ we can't use it as a header part. Why? In the sense, whenever you click on this, it is navigating to the particular part. If I click on this one, it is navigating to the ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಪಾತ್. ವಿಮೆನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮೆನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ, ವಿಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ವಿಮೆನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ, ಕಿಡ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಕಿಡ್ಸ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಓವರ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ನ್ಯಾವಿಗೇಷನ್ ಬಾರ್. ಎನಿ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್? ಏನಾದರೂ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ನ್ಯಾವಿಗೇಷನ್ ಬಾರ್ ಅಂತ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ? So this one, it is showing some of the drop downs, and search bar we are able to search something. Okay, any doubts in this about the navigation bar and the footer part? Sorry, about navigation part and the header part. ಈ ಎರಡು ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಈ ಸೆಷನ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ಸ್ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ ನಾವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಡೌಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಸಿ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಷನ್ಸ್ in our website. So for an example, when I go for this Amazon site, from here to here, this is one of the session, and from here to here, this is the another session. So where you are getting some other collections, and from here again you can just see. So here, from here again, this is another session. Okay, so this will be the another session, alva. So each and every pages has some of the session. So see, this is one of the session where one of the like normal advertisement is there, and this one will be the another session, and this one will be the another session. So for all these things you can make the sessions and then use. Okay, and this article tag. So why we use this article tag, sir? That is your another question for. So why do we use the article tag andre? Okay, session ಏನೋ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, but this article, so you can also use this one as one article instead of using the div tag. Okay na? So I'll just create one of the demo site for you, so you will be able to understand what all the things that we are using anta. So how to create anta. So let us create. So which site will we create? Rahul, no voice. I think, I hope so you are understanding this one, or am I going fast? Guys, I need to know. So okay, so till here we have learned that is nothing but till footer part and all the things. So why we will be using this something called as this kind of semantic tags. So why we will be using all these type of semantic tags. Okay, these all are some of the other semantic tags that you can also go through, and you can also use these things. Okay, and what are something called as formatting elements? Any idea what is formatting elements? Formatting andre ಏನು? ಏನಾದರೂ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? Rahul,
sir.
Okay, at least read that some definitions or any other thing. Search. ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ನೋಡಿ, you are able to see the definition, some kind of definition in the this one only, in my screen itself. So what is that? So formatting elements were designed to display that is special type of what? Text.
Next.
Yeah. So for an example, see, we are writing some of the text you imagine in my paragraph tag. So I can just show you one demo, that is, I'll take one paragraph tag and I'll take one dummy text. Okay, and I want only this one to be what? Highlighted. So what I can do, I'll use something called as the bold tag. So if I just go on display it is highlighted. Highlight ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ ನಾನು?
Sir.
Okay, similarly like that have another things also, that is what I can tell, something called as strong. So what I can just take, I'll just copy this, I'll apply all the things and I'll just show you. So for this one I'll just remove this and this one I'll remove. I'll make it as strong, and this one I'll make it as italic, and this one I'll make it as what? And this one I'll make it as mark. Why it is not coming? Okay. Okay, mark tag is not there. Actually ಏನಾದರೂ changes ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಂತೀನಿ. So this tag is not defined. No, this tag is I'm not getting, I don't know why. Let us check this one. ಈ one part na check ಮಾಡೋಣ, remind me. And this one, what is that next thing? Small, and this one I'll make it as sub, and sub. And also this tag is there, that is nothing but ins, and okay. So let us see that what all the changes that we are able to see. Okay, so I'll open it again with my browser. So here what it has happened. So what you are able to see this one. So this one first tag, what is the tag that we have used? It is a bold tag. Okay, and this one ಇದಕ್ಕೂ ಏನು ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ನೋಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ? Strong and bold are actually same. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And I is for what? Italic. And EM ಅನ್ನೋದು ಏನಕ್ಕಿತ್ತು? It is another type of style. So what is that style? Emphasized style ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. And what is the use of this mark tag? ಏನಾದರೂ changes ಇದೆಯಾ? I was not getting any output. Okay, I'm able to highlight this. Okay na, highlight ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದವಾಗ? ಐ ಹೋಪ್ ಸೊ. ಅದೇನೆ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಿ. ಯಾ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಹೈಲೈಟೆಡ್ the particular thing. And what is this one? Small. See, this one is there na. ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ಗಿಂತ ಇದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್. ಯು ಆರ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಸಿ ದಿಸ್? ಹಾಂ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್? ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಅಂತ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೇನಾಗಿದೆ? ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬೀನ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಲೈನ್ಡ್. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಸ್ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಚ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಯು ಆರ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಸಿ ದಿಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್? This is underlined at the bottom. Okay na? And what is this sub and sub? What is this sub and sub? See, imagine that if you are writing something called as I can just tell you, instead of this I will tell you one. See, ಲೈಕ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ 1 ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ಸು ಅಥವಾ ಮತ್ತು ಲೈಕ್ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ಸು, ಸೊ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಬರೆಯೋವಾಗ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಥವಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಪುನೀತ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋವಾಗ it will be helpful. So any live example that you can give for that? And this one will be for Celsius we can take. This one will be for the Celsius. So what is any example for sub? ಯಾವುದು ಕೊಡಬಹುದು ಸಬ್ಗೆ? You are able to see the changes, I think so. ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದೆಯಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ? ಏನು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ? ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು ಸಬ್ಗೆ? ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗಿವ್? ವೈಷ್ಣವಿ, ಏನು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು? Okay, I'll give some name and I'll give this initial, you think. Okay, its initial is in the, what I can tell, the sub part. I'll delete all these letters so you will come to know properly. Okay na? So idu Celsius. ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ? ಸೊ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಇದು. ಸೊ ವೈ ವಿ ಯೂಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟಿಂಗ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ಸ್, ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾಗ್ಬೋದು? ವೈ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟಿಂಗ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ಸ್, ವೇರ್ ಆಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್, and what type of tag is this? What type of tag is this? It is an inline tag or block level?
Inlines.
Yeah, it is inline. 100%. Okay, why we call this one as inline, Vaishnavi? Vaishnavi,
Can you pardon the question?
huh? Why we call this as inline? I didn't hear your answer.
The style is given inside the tag.
No. Okay, Rahul, why we call it as inline?
So separate block.
No. Okay, what is the main thing of inline element and the block level element? Inline element, it affects only for the content, whatever the thing that which you are given. It does not affect for the whole line. So what is the definition I have told on yesterday? So have given some yesterday definition have given over here. What is the definition? Inline element does not occupy the whole line. So it does not affect for the whole line. It is affecting for the particular content. So whatever the content that you are writing inside that, only for that it will be affected. But whereas if I write one h1 tag, it occupies the whole width of the line. So for an example, see, if I write one h1 tag and if I just write hi, it is occupying the whole width of the line. See, for an example, I'll give only background style is equals to background color, and I'll make it as aqua. It is applying for the whole line, but whereas I'll remove this paragraph tag also, see. But whereas if I apply for this span tag and so on, the same thing I'll apply. It is only applying for what? Only the text that is written inside that. See, I'll write whatever the text that is written inside. So only for the text that is written inside, it is applying for that. But over here, I have written only one character, you imagine. But also it will apply for the whole line. So this is called as block level element and this is called as in level element. You guys need to practice these things. This is a basic thing where the interviewer will ask. If you don't know what is inline and what is block level, then you can't use the proper tags. Where to use that also will not be able to know. Okay, so that only I have given a proper definition of that yesterday. You guys need to practice this. Okay, now let me know what is the inline element and what is block level element. What is inline and what is block level? At least seeing this thing you can tell me, na? Guys, I'm asking you only.
Sir, inline element occupies only
Mm. So I can tell this bold tag as an inline element because it is occupying only this content, alva.
Yeah, sir.
Here also it is only highlighting the particular thing, and this one, while we are deleting, we are only deleting the particular thing. So by this, what we can tell, all the formatting tags are what? All the formatting tags are inline elements.
Inline elements.
Yeah. So let us write a note, that is ninth one. What are the tags? And 10th one, all the formatting stacks, or also I can tell elements are in line. Okay, I can tell this now. And what is another thing that we have learned today? That is semantic tags. What are elements? Is that spelling correct? Yes. Semantic elements. Okay, so what are the tags that comes under that? It means, so these are the things that we have learned for day. And what is the next thing that is? So this semantic tags are actually formatting tags are done, and what is the next thing they're telling? So in this only actually other things are also covered, so mark, city, and so on. Okay, these are nothing but the formatting tags which comes under the text level semantics. Okay, so the text level semantics under al barutte yake, because even this has some of the what meaning for that, alva, because those tags also have some of the meaning, right? Bold andre bold, italic andre italic anta meaning ide, so that also has some meaning, so even that comes under the what? It comes under what, guys? It comes under what? The formatting tags also comes under,
Inline element.
no, it comes under the semantic tags. It is also inline elements, and it comes under the semantic tags because all tags has its own meaning, alva. Since all the tags are having its own meaning, see, since all these tags are having its own meaning, it has different meanings, so it comes under the semantic elements. Okay, so ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೋಡಿ text level semantics ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು they have mentioned some of the things. So now we learn something called as forms. So why do we need form, guys? So usually ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು, ಮತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? So where we will be using this forms?
Applications.
Okay, applications. So whenever you are filling some of the application for registering something, Correct, huh? So if you want for why you will fill the applications? For registering purpose, I can tell. Correct, huh? So for an example, you need to register something in your about something in your school or in your office, you imagine. So at that time you will be filling some of the application. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So for that usually you will be using something called as form. So what all the things that we will be learning under the form? Hmm? Form tags ಒಳಗಡೆ ಏನೇನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. See, again I like to show this one. What all the inline element tags and what are the block level elements. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ you can also just go through this part. Inline ಎಲ್ಲ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ. See, as I told, anchor tag is one of the inline and button tag is also inline, image is also inline, and input and all you didn't learn, don't worry about this. And all these things as you have learned, that is italic, small, and sub strong ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಇದೆಯಾ? And coming to the block level, I told div is one of the block level, and footer is also one of the block level, and navigation is also one of the block level. Why? Because it is occupying the whole width, alva? It is occupying the whole width, or else it has some default size. See, this div na, it will not occupy the whole width, but it has some default size. Okay, but this one will only occupy whatever the content you give. ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಡಿಫಾಲ್ಟ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಇದೆ ಈ div ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ? ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಇದು ಮೇನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್. ನಿಮಗೆ ಇವು ಮುಂದೆ ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋವಾಗ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಮೋರ್ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ಸ್. So what is the form? As you told, you have some idea like why we need form, at least that. Okay, so we'll come to this part where the form is there. You can just go through what all the tags that are there over here. So ಏನೇನೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದೆ, any one of you can just read out. Rahul, just go through the 6th point.
From structures and attributes. Input types, next, text, password, checkbox, radio, file, submit, present.
Okay, and something called as for form validation, it is
required pattern, min length, max span.
ಸೊ ಏನೇನಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಂಚೂರಾದರೂ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಸಿಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ ಏನೇನಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತ? ಓಕೆ, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಫಿನಿಶ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ another HTML file for you guys, for that is forms.html, and I lost this page, not that. I'll end of this. Okay, am I getting my plain page displayed? Okay, from where this page is displayed and how am I able to display? By using one of the live server, right? And I will also change my title to form, this demo form. Okay, and what I need over here. So first, what I need to use? First, what is the thing that I need to use?
Name.
You can just go through this part. So just read out this one. Read out, Rahul.
Name, sir.
ಇದು ಓದಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದು. Just go through this. Forms is used to collect user input.
User input.
Okay. What does that mean? You might ask me that, sir, instead of using form, we can also use div tag and then we can do. Alva? You might have this question. So instead of using this form tag, I can also, instead of using this form tag, I can also use something called as div tag, and I can write the input tag. Also I'll write here label and input. I'll copy this one only. And so on. ಸೊ ಇದೇ ಥರನೇ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಇದಕ್ಕೂ ಸೇಮ್ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ನನಗೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೂ ಸೇಮ್ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ನೋಡಿ, ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ದಿಸ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಎರಡು ಸೇಮ್ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಯಾಕೆ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? Question mark. So note down, that is 12th question. What is the difference between form and div tag? So these are the interviewed questions. Please, you need to go through this. What is the difference, guys? ಏನಿದೆ difference? Anyone knows? Okay, let me just first fill the form and then I'll let you know. Okay? See, basically form tag ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, we'll be using this form tag for taking the input. So whatever the input you are giving, that will be stored in this form, and this will be performing some of the actions. Okay, so after submitting this input, I'll just take one button, that is button, and I'll give type is equals to submit. Okay, I'll be giving this. So whenever I click on this submit, all this data will be given for the form, and this form will perform one of the action. So actions like method, I can take it as post. So if I want to post the data, it will be posting the data. If I want to something called as CRUD operations. So CRUD operation, in the sense, I can just tell you create, delete, so on. So this one you don't worry about now. You just don't break your head based on this now. So whatever the thing that you will be using the form, it can take both the input and the output also. ಈ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ನೂ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೋದು ಮತ್ತು ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ನೂ ತೊಗೊಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತಲೇ ನಾವು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಯು ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಸೇ ದಿಸ್ ಸಮ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟೆಡ್ ದ ಟಾಪಿಕ್, ಯು ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬಿನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಯುವರ್ ರೆಡಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಇನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಮೌತ್ ದಟ್ ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್, ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್. ಸೊ particularly that is one of the definition, and also you can just tell this as, since we will be able to get both input and the output using the form tag, we will be using form. Okay, that is the definition. And what is the use of, you can also take this as, what is the use of form tag. Okay, and okay, so I think so you understood what is form tag. ಏನಾದರೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ? ಏನೋ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನೋ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಹಾಂ,
ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ.
ಏನು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯಿತು? ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್, ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ದಟ್ ಒನ್ ಐ ಶುಡ್ ನೋನಾ. ಏನು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ? ಹಾಂ, ಹೇಳಿ ಏನು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ? It's okay, tell if it was wrong also, I'll not mind.
ಒಂದು ಫಾರ್ಮ್
ಹೇಳಿ, it's okay, ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಂ, what you understood? What you understood? ಏನು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು? ಹಾಂ, ಏನು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು? What you guys understood? It's okay, tell me. ಏನು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು? ವೈಷ್ಣವಿ,
If we use the form tag, after once the user provide the information and submitted, some of the actions are performed.
ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಡ್. ಅದೇನು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಷನ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಏನು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಷನ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? Some of the actions are performed. So what are the basic actions that it performs? Like inputting the data and we fetch the data. We'll be able to export the data also. We'll be able to input the data also. ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಡೇಟಾ ನಾವೇನೇ ಎಂಟರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇದರಿಂದ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಸೆಂಡ್ ದ ಡೇಟಾ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು input the data also. That one you need to tell. Guys, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಲ್ವಾ? Hey, I need response. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ?
So once again muted.
See, form tag why we use in the sense, whatever the data I write over here, right? That data should be stored in some of the what? It should be stored in this form, and this form will be able to send this data to the particular, what I can tell, URL. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಇದು ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದವಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಡೇಟಾ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅದೇ ನಾವು ಬರೀ div tag ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಸೆಂಡ್ ದ ಡೇಟಾ. ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ದ ಡೇಟಾ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ URL. ಸೊ URL ಅಂತಂದರೆ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸಮ್ ಮೋರ್ APIs in the sense, for an example, JSON ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ JSON ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಥರ ನಮಗೆ APIs ಇರುತ್ತೆ ವೇರ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸಮ್ ಡಮ್ಮಿ ಡೇಟಾಸ್. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಯೂಸರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ತಗೊತೀನಿ. ಈ ಯೂಸರ್ಸ್ ಡೇಟಾನ ನಾನು ತಗೊಬೇಕು. ಈ ಯೂಸರ್ಸ್ ಡೇಟಾನ ತಗೊಂಡು ನಾನು ಫೆಚ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಇದ್ರ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ. ಇಫ್ ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಎಡಿಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಯೂಸರ್ when you are creating your own URL. So at that time we'll be able to fetch this URL and we'll be able to put it over here. Okay na? Okay, don't break your head so much on this topic now. Whenever we do the further topics, you will be able to understand the use of form tag. Okay na? I'll do one task based on this, so you will be able to understand over there. Okay, I'll be doing the task tomorrow. Just learn what all the things that are there over here. So what is the basic things that have used illi? What is the basic things I have used? I have used something tag called as label and the input tag. These are the main two things that have used. Correct? So these are the main two things that have used for each and every, I can tell, for each and every input which I have used. Label tag I have used for the labeling the input tag, and the input tag is letting you know what type of input you are giving. Alva? So again, over here you have something called as types in each and every tag, right? So for an example, I'll comment all these things and I'll show you. That is, I'll take one of the input tag. If I want to give the name, I'll be giving it as text only, and if I want to give some input as, where I can go, this is only I can give it as name. If I want to give some input as number, what is the thing I can give? I can give number. So here I will not be able to give the what? I will not be able to give the alphabets or symbols. I'll be able to give only the numbers. So this one, it will be helpful for you whenever you are giving the ID and so on, or the phone numbers. Correct? So similarly, you have something called as like where I have used like male or female and so on, where you can use @gmail.com. So whenever you are entering the mail ID, you will be able to enter, you cannot just leave that is puneet.com. So you cannot do this. See, whenever I submit, it is showing you that @gmail ID is mandatory. So if I give this @gmail.com, it will take. Is it taking it? It is taking it, na? See, if I just submit it, it is navigating to the form name. So what if I give this form name as user, and if I enter, where it is navigating? It is navigating to the what? ಯಾವ ಪೇಜಿಗೆ ನ್ಯಾವಿಗೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಗೈಸ್? ಯಾವ ಪೇಜಿಗೆ ನ್ಯಾವಿಗೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ? You tell na which page it is navigating. ರಾಹುಲ್, ಯಾವ ಪೇಜಿಗೆ ನ್ಯಾವಿಗೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ? ಯೂಸರ್ ಪೇಜಿಗೆ ನ್ಯಾವಿಗೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ, ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ URL? Why you are getting confused so much? See, before it was only forms. This is nothing but the extension of our page. If I just click on submit, it is taking for where? The user page. So imagine that if I am writing some data over here, it will come and store that data over here actually. Okay, it will come and store that data in the this page. That one I'll show you in the tomorrow's class. Okay, or else when I'm doing the JavaScript I'll show you. Not in tomorrow's class, when I'm doing the JavaScript I'll show you parallelly. So where it is navigating, it is navigating to the user page. So for that we are using the what? Action. But this action property we will not be able to use in the div tag, suppose if we are using div. Artha aita? Similarly, then what all the properties that you can use is that is for password ge password anta kodabodu, yakandre you will be able to put all the symbols and so on. So password has it, like you can also use like for an example @ use ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪಾಸ್ವರ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಪಾಸ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. And suppose if you are writing like that is male and female, you will be giving the type as radio button, that is radio. And checkbox ತರ ಬರ್ಬೇಕು. So okay, I'll just also show that. And if you want checkbox, you can give it as input type is equals to checkbox. So what are the things, ಈ ತರ ಏನಾದರೂ ಬಟನ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ you will be giving radio, and this is for the checkbox. And what other things that you will be using? So basically you will be using these things alva. So password, this is text, number, email id, and what you will be using for the password. And for radio you will be using radio, and for checkbox you will be using checkbox. And for submit, actually instead of using button you will also be able to use what? You will also be able to use, instead of using this button, you can also use input tag as, and inside that submit. You will be able to use like this also. Where is that? I'll relaunch this page. See, you are able to get this button. Bartidya? Both the ways you can use the button. Any doubts in this? Any doubts? Vaishnavi, any doubts? Rahul?
No, sir.
No, sir.
What about another person?